Although this man seems to stand in the shadows in this chapter, actually, we can know a great deal about him, even to the color of his hair. His name means red. Red was the name by which he was called. However, there were many red haired folk. It was not his hair that made him unusual. The thing that marks him out is the phrase that follows, chosen in the Lord. I love that, but you may say, where were not the others in this chapter chosen in the Lord also? Yes, they were all wonderful saints, but this man was outstanding. Perhaps a better translation would be distinguished in the Lord. He was a great saint of God. That Rufus was prominent in the church is referred in the reference to his father when John Mark wrote his gospel. He wrote it primarily for the Romans. In it, he mentions the incident of a man by the name of Simon carrying the cross of Christ. Uh, And they compelled one Simon of Cyrenian, who passed by, coming out of the country, the father of Alexander and Rufus, to bear the cross. That's Mark chapter 15 and verse 21. The Roman soldiers that day saw Jesus falling under the cross. Looking over the crowd, they shouted, "Here!" to a big double fisted fellow, Simon of Cyrene. Want you come here and carry it. And carry it he did, an act that has made him immortal. John Mark, writing to Rome, identifies Simon for them by adding the father of Alexander and Rufus. All the saints at Rome would know Rufus because he was outstanding in the church. Well, you notice rather that Paul's greeting includes the mother of Rufus. Salute Rufus and his mother and mine. While we know nothing of the mother of Paul, the apostle, and nothing of his father, we learn here of a godly woman in the city of Jerusalem, the wife of Simon the Cyrenian, who was like a mother to Apostle Paul. You may recall that the first time Paul came to Jerusalem following his conversion, the Christians feared him. They were convinced that this powerful Pharisee was genuine. They suspected trickery, yet the mother of Rufus took Paul in. You just come in and stay with Rufus in his home. Looking back at that time, Paul writes concerning her, she is Rufus's mother, but she is mine also. What a lovely tribute to this warm-felt Christian mother. Verse 14. Salute Trisus, uh, Phlegon, Hermas, Patrobus, Hermas, or the Hermas and Hermes, and the brother which are with them. These are all just names to us, but Paul knew them. Probably he had led them to Christ. Salute Philologus and Julia, Nereus and his sister, and Olympus, and all the saints which are with them. Verse 15. Here is another group of believers who were in the church here in Rome. Now, this section is entitled Conduct Toward Other Christians. Verse 16. Salute one another with an holy kiss. The churches of Christ salute you. This was a formal greeting in Paul's time. I don't recommend it for today, J. Vernon